Hey, what is going on? You are watching and listening to Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition, episode 320. And I'm your host, Steve V, back in my studio. Everything's always good when I'm back in my studio,
That's
alongside
right.
Kodi Maurice Doggette. Doggette,
Hel-
how are you?
hello, darling. I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. And I just realized since we were off last week with the holiday and now we're back in business here, I did the show in Puerto Vallarta the time
Yeah.
before.
Uh-huh.
And I haven't done the show in my studio. It's always great to be in your own space, right?
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
I know you've done the show in Florida when you're meeting the parents, and you've done it a couple other spots, and we can make it work, right? But there's nothing like
Yeah,
your
but
own surrounding.
yeah, for sure. It's definitely good to be back in our spaces, our relative spaces, in our comfortable zone, where it's like being back in the womb, really. So I'm glad to be
Yes.
back in in my
Oh,
regular space
okay.
as
I
well.
like that. This is our Wednesday night live show that is live streaming, so we want to hear from you. But on this particular December 1st, it is World AIDS Day.
Mhm.
And we want to salute all those that we have lost to the AIDS epidemic and those, of course, living hopefully successfully HIV positive, right? Just those
Yeah.
living successfully. And it's a great day to recognize. And I couldn't help but think of a better way. I was scrolling through some different celebrations and the group Erasure. Did you listen to Erasure back in the day?
No, I totally when you sent me the story, I was like, "What is getting erased? Oh no, oh no." So, yeah, I'm glad I'm up on them. I have so much to catch up on as far as Erasure is concerned, but I'm willing to do the work now.
Oh yeah, they were so awesome. I remember I got to see them one year and it was at a theater and they put on a production. It wasn't just
Ooh,
the amazing hits that they have, but it was like full on sets and theater, as I like to say. Well,
we
one
love
of
that.
the main lead singer, Andy Bell,
Mhm.
on 27,000. That was a music video that came out back in the 90s about the
Yeah.
HIV stigma. Well, now it's getting kind of a reboot 25 years later. And when the short video, the original 27,000, premiered at London Pride in 1996, featuring a
Okay.
live performance from Jimmy Somerville, the world of HIV was a much different place. The new HIV drug, at the time, the new HIV drug
Uh-huh.
cocktail, I'm using air quotes, that
Yeah.
would finally curb the epidemic was only in its first weeks of use with no promises it would eventually succeed. 27,000 people in the UK had died of AIDS, giving the video its name. And the video bears the hallmark of its time. And so they've reimagined it with the
Okay.
same video of the 90s, but
Yes.
now using the original video and footage of 96, but also some narrative. So it's about just shy of 10 minutes. I'll post this on
Uh-huh.
tagspodcast.com, but you can also look up 27,000 at the at sign 25 and watch it. It's really moving because you also
Yeah.
get actor Nathaniel Hall. I'm not sure you didn't watch It's a Sin, right? Just
I
yet, or
watched
you're
the first episode.
okay. It's really a heart amazing. You got to watch It's a Sin.
Okay.
But Nathaniel Hall is at the very beginning of the video, and he is HIV positive, and he talks about what it's like being HIV positive now today with U equals U,
Mhm.
undetectable equals untransmittable, and kind of rounds it out. And there's a brilliant version that at the very beginning, everything must change.
I love
That
that
Andy
song.
Bell sings on it, and it's just really, really heartwarming. And then it goes into another song after it, but worth seeing. I'll post this on textpodcast.com. You were saying you love that song, "Everything Must Change" by who?
Mhm. Did you listen to the Oleta Adams
I didn't
version?
have a chance, but I will.
It's everything. It is everything. So you have to. And I listened to the Nina Simone version,
What'd you
and it is
think?
beautiful as well. So
Like eerie, kind of.
I mean, I love Nina Simone. I didn't even know she did a version of that. She's the most played artist on my. If I had a wrap up, I don't listen to Spotify. You know that thing is out right now. Spotify
Oh,
wrap up, right?
I
Yeah.
don't
So
know.
oh, so
Well,
every
we'll talk
this
offline.
is that's totally
Yeah.
off topic. I'll call you later.
Thank you.
So Nina Simone, I listened to her so much, and I did not even know that she had that out there. And now I have to add it to my playlist.
Great, really a great video to watch if you want to just kind of take in where we were. At least in this video, it's the storyline is about a kid in the UK telling his mom in the original music video 27,000 that he's HIV positive, and the
Mhm.
mother's response to it all,
Yeah.
not even, he doesn't even die, it's just that he has
Yeah.
HIV. And so you can imagine, even before that, those that we have lost that didn't even get to have that moment to tell a parent.
Yeah.
But the amount of pressure that was is really portrayed beautifully in that video 27,000. And then to get a reboot 25 years later, to have U equals U, and to have Erasure just kind of come out with this where we're at now. They're
Mhm.
going on tour, by the
Tugs on your
way.
heartstrings.
Look them up if you can. They're on tour, and just legendary group of all time, one of my favorites. And this is a great way to honor and celebrate World AIDS Day, as well as look up "It's a Sin," because I think it's a
Yeah.
great piece on AIDS and
Yeah.
when it was happening. So
Oh, I
that,
agree.
yeah.
The 27,000, it highlights how far we've come, but in many ways, we still have so far to go as far as stigma is concerned with HIV. So I'm so glad that they put that out there. And I just anticipate the time where AIDS Day, when we have a cure for AIDS, and where it's a day of remembrance and reflection instead of like a call to arms that today is, it feels like to me.
Yeah, because I think part of the video and part of Nathaniel Hall's messaging is there is still, despite the fact that U equals U, there is still some stigma in
Always to
certain
go.
circles.
Yeah.
People can still, they message this in the video, people can still contract HIV.
Mhm.
And the sooner you know, obviously, the sooner you would want to get on medication. And Nathaniel talks about how now all he does, his regimen is simply taking a pill a day,
Yeah.
and seeing his doctor twice a year to just make sure everything's copacetic and cool.
Yeah.
But there is, of course, new research that we report on all the time of maybe not even having to take that daily pill,
Yeah.
and more work that needs to be done. And not everybody has access to that pill, and or are
Agreed.
scared to, or don't know that they even have it. So we are, it's a great time if you that we're in right now for that. But
Mhm.
there's still, I agree with you, more work to be done, and I hope we don't even have to be having a World AIDS Day anymore. So if nothing
Yeah.
else, just to remember, maybe we always will, to remember those that didn't have any chance.
Exactly. I agree with that.
All right. Well, we've got a great show for you. And one of the things that caught my eye in Hot Topics
Okay.
this week, I was glued to the TV this summer watching the Olympics, and it seemed to be bombarded
I
with,
wonder
L-
why.
well, for a lot of reasons, but there were so many LGBTQ people. It seems like, are we watching the gay Olympics? What? No, it was
Maybe.
the Global Olympics, and one of the participants, athletes, was Tom Daly, diver, and I watched him do so amazing well. He's married to Dustin Lance Dustin Lance Black. I was gonna say,
Yes, I was gonna say
yeah,
Lance Bass.
I
Okay, you're
know. Dustin
I'm
Lance
sure he gets it all
Black.
the time.
Yes, I used to see him in LA all the time when I lived there at the
Oh,
gym, and
really?
even before his directorial debut, and I think he won an Oscar for
Yep,
Milk,
he sure
right?
did. Yep.
Yeah. So even before all that, I would see him around. He had some really great film, and he was always running around. But he is married to Tom Daly, and
He
there is an
is?
age difference. Dustin is 47, and I
There's nothing wrong with
believe
that.
nothing wrong with that. And how old is Tom Daly? Like
Let me Google
20.
it.
Google it really quick. He's in his 20s, significant age difference, but it's not stopping them at all. In a recent Q&A, besides talking about Daly's career in the Olympics, they answered a few more personal questions. After the 8-minute mark, one fan actually asked the question, quote, "If you switched bodies for the day, what is the first thing you do?" Well, Black says, "I would literally walk around naked in public all the time, at least for that day." Daly cringed his face up
27,
at this
by the way.
situation. He's 27. Okay, 27 and
Yes.
47. Got it. Black goes on to clarify that if he had abs like Daly's, quote, "I just wouldn't wear clothes. I wouldn't care how cold it would be." Um, that's interesting. I mean, I think when they're
Okay.
celebrities and they were put up to
Yeah.
that question, and you got to think quick. And I think it was really a sweet response.
Mhm.
Personally, I've always been with people, like, I have this weird attraction. Doesn't mean I always get it with everybody I'm with, towards the calf muscle.
Oh, I
And
was not
yeah,
expecting that.
I know. I said weird. I prefaced it with weird. And I work on my calves a lot and I try and get them, but I'm fully aware that my calves will only get so big. I have a certain frame, right? Like I could
Yeah,
do 8,000 squats a week and my butt will get really big and my
mine too.
legs will get okay, but not in the as much as you would think, right? My genetics
Okay.
are that my legs will get okay, but my butt just grows and grows and grows. And I remember Brad Pitt once said that and I was like, yes, thank you, celebrity, for saying as many
They're just like
squats.
me.
They're just celebrities are just like me, exactly. But I remember a calf muscle is like I just love when you walk behind somebody and they have like just sculpted beautiful calves.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
dated the guy that I've talked about on the show before from San Francisco, has amazing calves. And to me, it's just more about just looking at my boyfriend or the guy I'm dating and just like lusting after it. But I got to
Okay.
ask you the question, if you could change bodies with
Ugh,
Joe, what
okay.
what would that be like?
Is Joe listening? Because I I don't want him to know. He has
Too
a
late.
really he already knows. He has a really great butt, but I am not, so I wouldn't want the butt for myself. I'm glad that he
You
has a
want the
really nice
butt for
butt.
yourself,
I
but
mean,
you don't want it all. Okay. You
I
want
want
it
the butt
on
I
like
want the
sauce
butt
on
all to
ribs.
myself, exactly. But I really like his chest too. I really want like a huge, just massive chest. So I think I would switch chest with him, and then I would just get them pierced. I would do what Dustin Lance Black does. Dustin Lance. Yep, that's right.
I
Um,
know, you gotta think about it every time you say that. It's
I
oh
would
my
never
goodness.
wear a shirt. I mean, I barely wear a shirt now. And I would get my
Okay.
nipples pierced, and I would just do all the things. So, yeah, I would go ham.
Yeah, I think it's an innocent, fun question, but to
Totally.
me, and I think Justin DLB answered it in a way where, yeah, I mean, they were on the spot. Somebody, a listener, like asked that question. He is married to an Olympian who's 20 years younger than
Exactly.
him. So, I mean, yeah, and I've seen Tom Daly's abs. Yeah, you
I've seen
know,
his butt. His butt? Ooh, ooh. I hope my boyfriend is not listening to this.
But people always say that though. They always say that, "Oh, if I had your body, I'd be naked 24/7." And it's like, "No, you wouldn't. No,
You would
you
just be
wouldn't.
doing what you already do, okay?
You
I'm
would be
already
doing what you
always
already
naked.
do."
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
already always naked. I don't care. So I'm here for it, whatever. So
And let's
that's
be
just
honest, if you he's got two things. One, his husband is 20 years younger. There's that. And
yes,
and I can attest to in your late 40s, 50, body does change. I went
it
around
does.
through my 40s going, "Oh, I can keep eating that burger."
No.
And now the 50 year I gotta like keep it on track. Like I can't just eat whatever I want and expect like it's gonna bounce back. Nope, doesn't happen. So he's got that. But on top of that, he's
Mhm.
dating an Olympian,
An
a
Olympian.
medal. I think he won the bronze or whatever. A, he's an
I wasn't
Olympian.
watching the medals, that's all I know.
He did place. I know he placed the Olympics before that, and so I mean, just to get to the Olympics alone, but he is like done well. I mean, he's got a couple things. So yeah, I mean, you got to keep that in perspective.
For sure. Can I tell you one thing before we switch topics?
Yeah.
So,
Other than
while we
your
were
boyfriend is younger than you?
he's younger than me, and he is into fitness, and so it's related to that actually. So, nice segue, good job, Steve. So we went to a CrossFit thing in New Jersey that his uncle is I don't know. Basically, his uncle got us the CrossFit, uh,
Like
exercise thing.
passes and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And then we went there, and can I tell you, I was huffing and puffing. I was like, my lungs are touching. I had all the excuses. I was about to pass out. He was breathing just normal, and I was over it. I was like, I can't do this. I'm gonna die. Please leave me alone. That's what that age gap will do to you.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I back in the day, I used to think it was cute to work out with my boyfriends or somebody I was dating. And, at this point, I kind of have my system down and my routines. I would be like, no, boo, you do your workout, I'll do mine. And no, because I don't want to, I don't know. We're probably going to be at different phases, different workouts. And I'll be
We
with
work
my
out together.
well, good for you. I think that's great.
And
But
he's stronger than me, and I'm like, "Wait, I'm the top."
in the bedroom,
I'm supposed to be lifting more weight than you, so, yeah, whatever.
I
It is
love
what it
it.
is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we've got to move on and we've got a vulnerable voices coming up. Before we get on to our next topic, it's the holiday season. And I want to tell you about Adam's Toy Box, who've been such a great sponsor for us. They've been giving us a discount, 20% off using our code TAGS. But it's the holiday season. And you right now can get 25% off using our code
Ooh,
TAGS21. Tags 21 at checkout will get you 25% off. They've got everything under the sun of toys, and you can get that. I think they'd make great Christmas presents or for yourself. Um, so check that out 25% off. Use our code tags21. Great Christmas presents. Go to adamstoybox.com this
love
holiday
it.
season. All
Treat
right. Well,
yourself.
treat yourself. Well, there is a recent Reddit thread. My boyfriend is bigger than me and
Okay.
asked the question, does that mean I always have to bottom? Let me read you that. I just started dating this guy, and well, let's just say he's packing a pistol down there. I've never been much
Ooh.
of a size queen, but even I go kind of goo goo eyed when we're getting it on. So here's my dilemma. I'm not as large as him. I'd say
Okay.
I'm more average, but because of this, it almost feels silly for me to be the aggressor and top him. So far,
Oh.
we've only done other things in bed, but I know the time will come to take it all the way. How do I accept that my size automatically puts me in the receptive role? question mark. I consider myself verse, so I guess I'm fine with that. I just don't want to seem ridiculous trying to top when he's clearly so much more manly than me. This is part of a queer tea, like they took this from Reddit, just FYI. I will
Oh,
post this on tagspodcast.com, but and they do give some advice on there. We're going to skip their advice and just give our own.
okay.
I first of all, and please help dwarfed and dumbfounded is how he signed it. First of all, I we were just talking about this on Tag's podcast
Oh,
episode
yeah.
319 the other day about total tops, total bottoms, and your role with all that.
Mhm.
The fact that he is saying that he's already decided that the top means that that's more manly kind of goes into
Yes.
our discussion the other day. You called yourself, Cody, a blouse, a feminine top. Your words.
My words.
Your words. I think I personally can just say right off the bat that I have always considered myself what would be considered a size queen. I love, like, I will, if at a bar, a cruise bar, I will gravitate towards that thick, huge cock that I see over in the corner, position B over there. I will
Mhm.
also look at porn, obviously, that is sometimes more big tops, but that doesn't mean that's my sex life. And in reality, there's a thing called a big dick bottom. Have you heard of that, Cody?
Yes. Yeah,
I'm raising my hand over here as one of the just raising my hand.
just unlike unicorns, they do exist. I mean, we're unicorns, but yes, they're not fantasy creatures out there. They big dick bottoms are a thing. Let's put that out there.
I think this guy's all in his head and needs to get
Yeah,
over it
totally.
because just I've been with plenty of guys that weren't very big at all. I've told the story before. One of my first boyfriends was actually very small. A couple of the guys I've been with, and they were the top in the relationship, and we had great sex because we were so, and it wasn't even about that, and it was
Yeah.
very pleasurable. And I think it never they never felt that query of, oh, I'm smaller. It's like, no, I think they were confident, and if
Mhm.
anything, confident is a good quality to have. Be confident in what position you want to have or
Take on.
be,
Yeah.
and be confident which one. If you're unhappy, if you shouldn't feel you have to be any position. I think it's chemistry and it's
Ooh,
whatever works.
that was what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay, go on. Take it from
You
here. I'm handing
literally
you the
just took the words.
baton.
You stole the words from my mouth, darling. He's totally in his head. He needs to let go of that. He needs to talk to his partner
Yeah.
about the expectations of the relationship and what his partner even he doesn't even it doesn't even sound like he's even taken into consideration whether or not his partner wants to top or not. His partner might be a big dick bottom just like you.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
so let all of that go. As somebody who's been in their head about this, it's a non-issue for
Yeah.
90% of people. So let it go and keep fucking is what I say. Oh, did I just curse?
That's okay. No, I think you're right because I think you can put so. I mean, we were just talking about Tom Daly and DLB about body parts, and you can put so much emphasis on the other person's. Oh, they have a bigger chest. But first of all, you don't want a mannequin, a replica of
Of
yourself,
yourself.
right? You want
Mm.
somebody that you are attracted to, and hopefully they are equally and finding things about you that are attractive. Not that they want to, that was a fun game I think that they were playing, but I think you're attracted to who you're attracted to. And
Exactly.
I think the goal is you're going to find stuff in your boy, they're going to find stuff in you, and
Mhm.
that's going to create that chemistry that's going to create hot sex. Yes, we all have fantasies and things that we like, but if the position thing, I don't think it means because one has a huge booty that they need to be the bottom, and just because somebody
Exactly.
has a huge dick, oh, well, there you go. You have to. I mean,
Top.
Yeah,
automatically.
no,
No,
not
it
at
just
all.
life doesn't work like that,
I
unfortunately.
don't think people really think that way either. I think you got to find that chemistry that works. And I mean, there's a topic, I don't know if we'll get to it. I hope we do, about profiles on the apps.
Mhm.
And I, I always say I don't do the apps very much. I go out and I meet people in
Yeah.
bars. I met people in Puerto Vallarta when I was just there. And 9 times out of 10, my radar or somebody that I end up flirting with, then hopefully vibing with and hooking up with, it all works out. There's just
Yeah.
something about the chemistry that it always
Your
ends up working.
pheromones.
And we didn't have the app, and we weren't saying, oh, what are you into and what are you that. I don't even know if 9 times out of 10 in the bar, like I can think of my most recent hookup in Puerto Vallarta, that
Mhm.
we even had that conversation. It just, we went home and it worked, and
Yeah.
it was all good. So I think you got to get out of your head with all that kind of stuff
Yeah.
sometimes, right?
You just and also you never know. And like you were saying before about the whole body swap thing, yes, I love the way that my boyfriend's chest looks, and I would love it if my chest was just a little bit bigger, but my boyfriend loves my chest. He can't get enough of it. So, it you have to take your partner into consideration as well. And that's
Yeah,
the bottom
right.
line.
Yeah, we got to keep talking more about just body image and body, because 9 times out of 10, I think our perception of our body is not what people are seeing.
Oh, for
We're
sure.
so hard on ourselves.
Can I tell you in the gym, if I see somebody with my body type, I'm like, they're so and I'm so hard on myself
Yeah.
and I'm saying, "Oh, I need this to be bigger. I need this to be smaller. I'm so hard on myself. I judge myself so harshly and I'm more accepting of other people's bodies than I am my own." So, I think I agree with you.
What does Teddy say?
Teddy says that you have top dar and
What is that? Oh, oh, understand. I'm so clueless when it comes to acronyms and all. I must. I don't
You
know.
do.
I must. All
So
right.
I
Go
when I'm
ahead. What?
if I'm ever single again, knock on wood, I hope I'm not. But we need to use your top dart in reverse so I can
Okay.
find the
Yeah.
bottoms. Okay.
There you go. I could weed out the tops and look for those, but I'm not worried about you. I think
Thank you.
you're
I'm good.
solid as a rock.
Hey,
Hey.
come on, Ashford and Simpson.
Oh, you did not know that.
Right on the
You
top of
did
my head,
not
bitch.
know that. Okay. Well, we have time for one of our favorite segments called Vulnerable Voices, and we're calling it
Oh yes.
Holidaze. Holidaze. Based on the fact
I
that
wrote so much.
it's the
That's why I was late.
holidays, and there is a story to kick things off of, I don't know how we got the kiss into this, but
We'll just fit it in there. We'll
we're
just
gonna fit
ram
it
it on in
in
there.
because it will fit into this. So there is a recent Argentine TV host who dived
Yes.
into a spontaneous makeout session. Viewers of the popular Argentine talk show Los Mamones got more than expected on Tuesday when host Jay Mamon paused to make out with a
Okay.
male guest. And in this
Yes.
case, that guest was Julio Boca, a famed singer and dancer in Argentina. Both Boca and Mamon are openly gay. But during a segment on the show promoting a benefit for the Julio Boca Foundation, an
Okay.
Argentine performing arts charity for children, the pair paused to perform the song. I'm not going to say the song, it's in Honor de Vida. Okay.
Okay.
Before they started, however, Boca paused to say he needed incentive. The host the host then leaned over and locked lips with Mamon amid the screams and applause from the audience. This
Yes.
is where we come, literally, a flesh Mamon told the audience. Mamon then explained that both men had a dry year due to the pandemic before launching into the song. And after the song, Mamon's co-host Silvina Escudero began
Okay.
chanting "Pico, Pico" to encourage the pair to kiss again, and the audience quickly joined in, prompting Boca and Mamon to exchange a pregnant look. They paused a moment before locking lips again, this time in a more passionate exchange.
Mhm.
I'll post this
Ooh.
on tagspodcast.com so you can see the exchange, or at least the kiss. Would this, Cody, happen in America? Maybe.
So, maybe is the right answer. As so when I first saw this kiss, I was like, it looks like both parties are willing participants, so I see nothing wrong with it. But the first thing that popped into my mind was this is a Me Too nightmare right here. Me Too movement nightmare. So, but it looks like it's all in good fun, and they were both in on the joke. And so I don't think that's the case here. So I think that in America, it probably will not happen because of the Me Too movement and how it could easily devolve into something else other than innocent play at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it reminded me because I was thinking about the holidays, and we've been talking about on this show the Dancing with the Stars, the British version, and how there's
Hmm.
the two male dancers that are dancing in the current contest across the pond. And
Hmm.
I was bringing it up to my mom, who's a big Dancing with the Stars fan, bringing up JoJo Siwa, and she said, "Yeah, I don't know that she says, I don't care what everybody does in their private life. She knows I'm gay, but I don't want
Yeah.
to see two men dance." And I was a
Ah.
little bit taken aback,
Okay.
but my sister was, I think, more mad and like, seriously, mom? And I, it, but my mom's also 84 and it's her opinion.
Yeah.
I also heard somebody say something like, just say what you want during this holiday season. Just don't get defensive if somebody gives their true
Yeah.
opinion. And I'm so good with my mom, and she's 84, that I'm like, yeah, I think this kiss, this Argentina kiss, and the more we see examples of this, that's gonna be, it's gonna fade away. Is my
The
uh
exposure.
yeah, I think the more exposure we see it's
Yeah.
gonna diminish. I don't know, what were your thoughts? Because you also went and visited your boyfriend's family and had sort
Yeah.
of an interesting thing with the aunt and uncle.
Oh, yeah. It just reminded me of when I visited them, and I found myself not being as affectionate as I normally would be. Because, oh my God, we kiss all this. We're annoying as hell.
Adorable. I think you guys are adorable, but yeah, I
Adorably
hear what you're saying.
annoying. So, I I just found myself not being as affectionate as I normally would be, and I think the reason why is twofold. Yes, there's the whole gay thing, and I don't know. I think they're pretty comfortable with it at this point because of, like you said, the exposure and him being out for so long and other factors. But also, there's the added thing of the fact that we're a relatively new couple in their eyes. Like, this is their first time meeting me. So I don't want to make a bad impression. So we'll
Right.
see if it fades away, if the reticence to actually be affectionate with him in front of his family fades away, or I'll keep you guys posted on that for sure.
Well, was it, I just curious, did you have a conversation with Joe like, "Hey,
No,
where's your family with this and what's acceptable, what's not?" You know what I
I,
mean?
okay. I wasn't sure if I was going to share this, but here we go, bitch.
Here we go. Here we go.
So he's not even thinking about this. We we had to take a shower, and we went into his aunt's room for some reason to take a shower. So we went to her bathroom, and he was like, come and get in the shower with me at the same time in his aunt's bathroom in her bedroom.
Oh god.
I
Okay.
know, right?
So
And
you're just taking the lead.
I was like, this is a little weird. I don't know what's going.
I would have
I
been
was
like, "Wait a minute. Is
I was like,
everybody on?" Yeah.
I was a little bit uncomfortable. I was like, does your aunt know that we're taking a shower together? I don't. He's like, why wouldn't she know we're together? So I think a lot of it has to do with me, and I just need to let a lot of that go. Just like my advice to the previous write in, not even to us, to Reddit.
Wait a minute. Let's back it up a second. I would
Okay,
be
back
okay
it
with
up.
this if you guys had your own room and nobody was coming into that room. You went into his aunt's room. was
Why are
like,
you
if she
reminding
came
me?
what if she came back in and she's like,
She took
"Oops," and sees these 2, like
So she told us before she left the room, she was come in to bother you guys.
Oh, so she was kinda like, "Mhm, getting on," and
No, we didn't get anything on. We normally take showers together. We
Do
normally just
you?
yeah, we normally just he loves to take a shower with me. It's like his
Oh,
favorite thing in the world. It's so cute.
I love
He's so
that.
adorable.
I
Yeah,
love that. Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, there's another story along the lines of the holidays, and
okay.
it's interesting because how do I stop? They write, how do I stop myself from going completely off the rails during the holidays? This guy writes, the holidays are always a tough time for me as I'm not really close to my religious family, and most people I know are away for their loved ones. What usually happens when I'm feeling lonely is I act out. It's sort of a pattern of mine, I've noticed. My grinder usage gets out of control, and I end up drinking and partying a lot. 2 years ago, I actually ended up missing work for a few days afterwards just to recover. I know it's bad, and I'm afraid this holiday season might be even worse because it's already been another lonely year with the pandemic. And he writes, "What should I do?" Again, they write party in dismay. They
Mhm.
write some things on here that I will post on tagspodcast.com. You're a life coach, though. What are your
I
thoughts
am.
on this, Cody?
Look, the most important thing I think he's done is identify the trigger and its harmful reactions. Now, it's just the first step in dealing with the excess of escapism. And I say the excess because that's the alarming part, not really the escapism of it, because I think the escapism is relatively normal in moderation. I think it can be really, really healthy to and it escapism kind of allows you to take a step back and see the forest for the trees, as it were, and it gives you more perspective for what's going on in your life. Um,
It's a
so
good
I
time to
think
do during the holidays to
oh, for sure.
reflect,
Oh,
particularly
for
if you're
sure.
going, yeah, if you're going to be with people, kind of figure out. So, what you're kind of saying is kind of figure out some of your trigger points.
Exactly. And just I think the escapism helps you not be so much in your emotions as far as that's concerned. And that's what I was saying. I was saying escapism isn't always a bad thing. It's good in moderation, basically. So, but I think that the fact that he's taken note of it is a very healthy first step. And I think that it will be much easier for him to do what the second step, in my opinion, is, which is to kind of diverge himself away from harmful negative actions his after the trigger basically. So maybe like doing something else besides getting drunk, maybe baking, calling a friend. There's so many other ways. I wrote a couple of them down. Hold on one sec. I'll read it. Reading, I said baking or exercise is a good one. Exercise is a good,
Exercises.
good way of coping and just kind of dealing with your emotions and also meditating because that really helps you set into your emotions
Yeah.
and really just take stock of where you are in life. So,
I love that you said exercising. We were talking about it recently on a recent podcast.
uh-huh.
Some of my alcoholic friends, sometimes you need something to
You need
divert
something.
that
Yeah.
energy to, and working out becomes kind of like an addiction, but it's kind of an healthy addiction in some ways. And
Yeah.
it helps me. It does so much for you, your mind, and when you really get on a workout routine and a path, you're like, oh no, I got to get up tomorrow and I have to have that energy because it takes a lot of energy to get into the
It
gym.
does.
And so I think that's a really good one. I got taking stock
Also,
of, yeah,
the routine aspect of it really helps too. So, I just wanted to add that in. So, go ahead.
yeah, and finding your trigger points. I've said before, I had a period where it was like 1 year where in this story that we were preparing for, I was like, what was it about that year that I just had? And I was able to find out what it was
Mhm.
based on this story, what that trigger point that started this year that I didn't go completely off the rails, but I acted out like this person said. And fortunately, I had so many people come to my rescue and
Yeah.
forgive and so on and so forth. But I was just thinking, based on this
Just love on
story,
you.
what was the impetus that changed it for me? And I was able to figure out what it was. And based on doing this topic tonight, and
Oh,
I was
that's
like,
so
that's what it
wonderful.
was when it all, for that 1 year from mid 2018 to 2019, when it just triggered me. And I
Yeah.
don't think I ever had the full on answer until tonight. And so
Ah,
you can find
that's
some of
so
those things.
amazing.
I knew that I was able to work myself out of it anyways. And it was all great, but I don't know that I ever knew the impetus, like where it all began,
How it
until
started.
until tonight. And I was like, oh
And
my
now
god, that's what it was. And it was a specific incident and a bunch of other things that I was able to rectify and get, whether it was certain people in my life that
Mhm.
are no longer, but it was a domino effect. But to
Yeah.
take kind of stock, like you said, and find what is triggering you, when you can do that, whether it's before, during, or after, it almost doesn't
Mhm.
matter. But if you can do that, I think will free you
Yeah.
ultimately, right?
I
Yeah.
agree with you. And also, don't be so hard on yourself. We're all human beings. I've been there before. My trigger is in a breakup, I become the ultimate hoe. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm already a big hoe when I'm single. So you can imagine.
I love it.
So
Yes.
just don't be so hard on yourself. Just take it for what it is, learn what your trigger is, and move forward from that. So, yeah,
Great advice. I
I
love
love
it.
you.
Okay. I love you too. All right. We have time for one more hot topic before Thirst
Okay,
Trap.
let's do it.
Which one do you want to do? I'll let you pick.
I think I want to talk about the grinder matches. Let's do that
Okay.
because I feel like it kind of it leads into what we just talked about.
So recently, gay Redditors listed what they look for in a grinder match besides looks. A sexy
Hmm.
grinder profile pic can do all the talking, according to Queerty, especially with the dating app's recent relaxed nudity rules. But some
Hmm.
users are looking for more than just thirst traps. We're going to do thirst traps in a minute. But
It's perfect. See?
so guys revealed what kinds of words get their grinder gears in motion in a recent Reddit thread. When browsing Grinder, besides aesthetics, what prompts you to interact with other members? And I'll just read you a couple samplings. Guys who
Okay.
say hello or say something interesting instead of immediately sending a picture of their dick and asshole
Okay.
unsolicited, even when my
Hmm.
profile says to not do that, with something. Honestly, somebody else wrote, it's one of two things. They fuck me like a nasty slut. Ooh, okay.
I love
But
that.
listen to this in the same sentence, or they seem super chill and down to earth without expectations. I could read you more of these. I will post this on tagspodcast.com. However, it's interesting the responses that I was reading, that even when people said things like fuck me like a slut and all that, in the
Hmm.
same sentence, they also said something like be down to earth or be say hello. And because I think when I go on the apps, I'm
Okay.
looking for the size queen moment, that big dig. But
Yeah.
most of my hookups, I always say I don't do well in the apps. I'm such a in-person type of meeting, and it's always like a cool hello or a getting to know you, and then how you doing
How you
comes
doing?
after that, and then we get into like how you really doing, and then but it's never like grabbing somebody violently and saying get down. I mean, well, maybe sometimes, but for the
Hey,
most part,
hello. That has its place too, okay?
hello. Is it me you're looking
I was gonna
at?
say, are you doing Lionel Richie? Are you doing
Oh,
Adele?
and
Which
I
one
hate
is it?
him. Oh my god.
How
But
can you oh, we gotta talk after this show,
the
okay?
Commodores, yes, not solo career. Anyways, but what
Okay.
are your thoughts on this? Because, yeah, what are your thoughts?
I think that it's what we've been talking about this entire time. Like we mentioned it earlier in the show, it comes down to
Full circle.
chemistry, right? Hello. I love a good recall. Um, it comes down to chemistry, and there's many facets to that. There are it's sexual chemistry, there is emotional chemistry, there is social chemistry, there's all types of things. So I agree with them 100%. I think for me, whenever first of all, I wish I had this list when I was on Grinder. Thank you very much for coming out with this late, guys. Thank you so much. But I agree with them. I think that when I was on the apps, I think that I would try. I don't want to fuck anybody that I am not attracted to, that I can't have a conversation with afterwards. So yeah.
And I almost feel like you almost have to put like, I am not a stalker or a killer these days. I know. I
Oh,
will.
that's so sad.
I know, but we keep reporting on these, and it's
I
like,
know.
a number one, here's my license and my registration.
Girl, that's how
A
you get
number
your
one.
identity stole.
Then I might say hello, and then I might say, "Do you have a big dick?" In that order.
Please don't give anybody your
License,
license. No,
license
no,
and
no, 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 no.
registration, license and
No.
registration, big dick. How you doing? And then, yeah, that's I think got to be the way it is. I don't know. I
Okay, are you
mean,
send you're sending out your credit karma? Just let me make a grinder profile right now, okay?
oh my god, yeah, I think, but it is interesting. Most of these kind of reverted back to they want kind of a personality at the end of it,
Yes.
even when they want to feel like a slut and all those fun stuff that we all like as well. But you kind of want to know, can we have like some fries after you fuck me like a slut? I mean,
Thank
can
you.
you
Hello, I
know?
haven't eaten all day.
And license and registration, please.
No.
License and registration. That's
Girl,
all
I'm
there is
telling
to
you,
it.
save your
And
identity,
you
please.
say, "Oh, what if you live in New York and you don't have a license?" Well, then I need passport, and
No.
insurance.
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
I
mm-mm.
need a I need a bill of
Okay, a bill with everything marked out. Yes, I got it.
yeah, right.
Eh, or we could do it like a job. You can have references.
There you Oh, I like that one. Yes.
Yes. You're
License and
are
registration and a list of references.
I
You're not
literally
gonna
be one of
ever
your
get laid, you
references.
know that. You don't have to worry about that. Well, it's come anyways. Good luck on that. It's time for our thirst trap of the night. Our favorite. They're back with thirst trap, y'all. The end of the
Yes.
year, and I think we're only going to get a couple more before the end of the year before we have to vote on straight
Yes.
up gay porn. And this week they asked the question: out of these 20 gay porn stars, who took the best photo or video? It was a tough one for
It
me,
was.
Cody.
It
I
was
have to
jam-packed.
say. I just gonna go with the
Some of
guy
them were
that
gutter bucket. Go ahead.
one of them wrote retweet if you'd sit on it. It's at of underscore THIQQQ boy, who I'm now following, and
Who?
he
What?
is looks
Where?
he's the early on at of the thick boy. And he wrote retweet if you want to sit on it. And he's lying back, stroking his huge cock, and
Oh.
he looks dirty in a
Oh,
way, in a good
Dom.
dirty way. And I want to, he asked to retweet if you'd sit on it. I would sit on it for days. And
Oh, he's
I
cute.
followed him on Twitter. He's smooth, he looks Latino and dirty in my mind, and I'm all a good dirty, if you know what I mean.
Alright,
And I'm
hey.
all for it. You know, it would be like good, but then the one below him, I wanted to go Colton Gray, Grey,
Oh, he's so cute.
has like the thickest cock ever, one of the thickest cocks ever, and it's
He has a
huge.
beautiful
And I
ass
went
too,
on,
by the way.
yeah, I like his face and everything else, and I'm here for that. He's in a flannel, a wife beater, and that huge cock coming out of his '90s jeans.
Yes.
They look like but I'm here for it. Even with the '90s jeans, I'm here for it.
Okay. Well, my
Yeah.
vote goes to the undeniable hotness of Boomer Banks because
Okay. She looking in serio in that picture.
woo, Boomer is serving face in this. He's serving a lot of things. A lot of things are on the menu in this picture. He's in a bathroom. The lighting is beautiful.
It
The
was a little
ambiance.
intimidating for me, but I
I'm
was
here
like,
for it. Did you see
it's
what was swinging
Boomer
between his legs? I
2.0.
was like,
Boomer
hello.
2.0 to me. There's a lot going on. Like he's
He-
serving lips, and it's a lot.
and the
Yeah, but it's
pouty
good.
lips, and his thumb is up to his lip, and he's just looking at the camera. I was like, this is should go in somebody's salon or art exhibit or something like that. It was just gorgeous, and so I had to give it to Boomer Banks. He's my pick this week. Oh, and the gutter bucket part
Go ahead.
was oh my god, what's his name? Nate Grimes. He did you see that video where he had 9 loads in him and he
Oh,
expelled them?
yes, and I listened to it, and the final load
You
coming
listened
out.
to
Out
it.
of the 9 loads, it was either load number 7 or load number 8 got a fart sounding out
Oh
of
my
it.
god, I
That
just
I
snorted.
immediately turned it off immediately when I heard that sound. And I know that's a big turn on for some of them, but when I was like, okay,
Oh
you didn't
my
warn. I needed a warning on load
god.
number 7 that we
It
were
should
going to
come with
get
the
the fart
parental
sounding.
advisory.
Yes, I needed that. Like, if you want to continue watching the loads from here on out, you're going to get sound effects. And if you're
I
here for
loved
it,
it.
continue.
I was here for it.
We were like, oh my god, and like turned it off immediately. I was like, no, he lost me at that. Teddy
Okay.
Alexis said, Teddy Alexis says, always love a Boomer like yourself, Cody, but
Thank you.
Italo Andrade is his vote for the week, and
Yes.
we always love.
He loves Idolo, and I love
I
Idolo, but
know. Yeah, pick somebody new, Teddy.
I like
But
diversified Teddy.
but I remind you, the straight up gay porn who always produces this, we thank you for that. They who helps us with our segment, they are
Yeah,
actually going to do a whole winner of the year award.
which I cannot wait
And
for.
yeah, and so Idolo might end up winning this thing based on you, Teddy. I mean, who knows? But the fart boy and the load boy, I don't
Not
know.
not
I
Fart Boy.
can't.
His name is Nate
Fart
Grimes.
boy.
He's so cute and
Did
beautiful,
you like
but
it when the fart came out after load number 7? Did you still think he was cute?
I
I
did,
say
I
that's a
did.
big NO. Okay. On that dirty ass note, we want to thank you. And you can always get Tags merchandise. And right now, you can get 30% off. Our listener, watcher, Teddy, just got his tank tops. Thank you, Teddy. And they are 30% off. Go to tagspodcast.com and hit Tags merch and get it while
Yes,
they're hot. They make
that's
great
right.
gifts. I want to thank my co-host
And
Kodi
no
Maurice
fart noises.
Doggette. No
Thank
fart
you.
noises. Follow him. He's a life coach at KMD Coaching
That's right.
or his personal account, Mr. Maurice. Mr. Maurice.
That's right.
Everything will be on tagspodcast.com. We want to thank you. Back in business here live. And all right. Thank you,
Yeah.
Cody. In
Thank
the
you, darling.
meantime, continue having or
Hot
exploring or fulfilling or dreaming about
Yes.
hot gay
Gay sex.
sex.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.